Hey there, it's David from B2B. Thank you for finding your way to this video and thank you for your time and attention. So I want to share with you our mission and values. So the mission and values of B2B and us as a company. We've been going for about sort of 8 or 9 months now publicly. It's become a lot clearer to us who we are, what our mission is, and how we're going to actually accomplish that mission. And so this is an internal document that I shared with our team this week. And I wanted to share it publicly as well. Since we're building in public, it made sense to me to share our mission and values publicly as well for those that are following along and those that are interested in learning more about what we're up to. So our mission is that we're on a mission to help 1 million ordinary businesses grow and impact 1 million businesses. Now, how are we actually going to do that? How are we going to make that happen? The first strand is world-class growth services. So working one-on-one, hands-on with businesses and having long-term partnerships with them. So taking an ownership mentality and working one-to-one with these companies as we scale them up. So it's ownership mentality, whether we have ownership or not. The second part is excellent educational content and coaching. So sharing all of the protocols, playbooks, tools, and lessons from growing our business and the businesses of our partners and providing consulting and coaching to actually apply that to the business of the clients and companies that we're working with. So sharing all of that knowledge and information that we're gathering from the businesses we're working with and sharing that with people so that they can apply it to their companies as well. And then the third strand is giving back. So we are in the process of building partnerships now with some sustainable not-for-profit organizations who are focusing on supporting entrepreneurs and businesses in places that need it. So whether that's in developing countries or disadvantaged backgrounds, so on and so forth. So we think with these three strands, over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we'll be able to impact 1 million or more businesses in a positive way and help them grow. Now, you might have noticed the word ordinary in that statement. And I want to take a minute to define that word ordinary because that might have jumped out at you a little bit. So most growth companies and marketing people, they want to work with sexy, high growth, funded unicorns, tech companies, that kind of thing. And that's great for them. But we're more interested in partnering with what we like to refer to as ordinary businesses. And we don't mean that in a derogative way. And just to say the spoiler here is that there's actually nothing ordinary about these businesses at all. But here are some of the characteristics of companies that we're talking about. So we mean bootstrapped, profitable companies that have a track record spanning multiple years and sometimes even decades. They could have a team of 5 or 5,000, but they have the same mentality. They're often founder-led and run by leaders who care deeply about their team and their customers. And they may not want to be the next Uber, that's fine, or take over the world, but they've just been quietly serving their communities for many years. Often they're in normal industries like financial services, HR and payroll, education, design, real estate, legal, software, or perhaps IT services. And often you've been around a while, or these businesses have been around a while, so they've seen the good times and the bad times, and they've probably gone through more than one market cycle. So most of these businesses want to grow in our experience, but they also want to grow in the right way. It's not about growth at all costs. It's about sustainable, profitable growth, and it's with working with the right customers and branding yourselves and positioning yourselves in a way that is true to your culture. So these are the businesses that we're really passionate about partnering with, and these are the businesses that we really believe that we can help. The next aspect of our mission is that we're building in public. So we're sharing the numbers, lessons, and highs and lows of building this business. And we intend to be shockingly transparent. So if you think you've seen a lot already, then buckle up because there's a lot more to come. And we intend to shock people with how transparent we're going to be. So this includes obviously publicly sharing numbers like our revenue numbers and our sales metrics and our lead numbers and stuff like that, as well as the methods that we're using to grow the business and the businesses of our partners, but also the lessons that we're learning about running a progressive remote first company as well. So we're really passionate about running a modern organization that pushes the boundaries of what is deemed as normal when it comes to work. And we'd like to share these lessons with the world not in a way that we kind of point a finger or we tell people how they should do it, but in a way that we hope we can add our voice to the conversation in a constructive and a positive way. So work is such a big part of our lives, and perhaps what we can do is inspire some positive questions and conversations about how we go about work in our work culture. We're a fully remote business. We intend to be super progressive and test out ideas in our own company and then share all of that publicly as well. So that's a bit about the mission and building in public and that aspect. Now I just want to tell you what our company values are. And I've always been really skeptical of company values, to be honest with you, because I've always seen companies putting stuff on a wall and then it's not really actually changed behavior in real life. So these are the values that we're trying to actually live out in our day to day. We don't always get it right, but this is the standard that we're kind of holding ourselves to. Just having a sip of tea there. So the first value, which I am really passionate about, is excellence. And the value is excellence without fear of failure. So this is not talking about being the finished article right away, but it's talking about being committed to excellence. And it's more about an attitude than anything else. So it just means that you care about doing things well, no matter the size of the task at hand. So whether it's a big project that lasts 3 to 6 months, or whether it's an email reply to a client or a colleague, it's just caring about doing things excellently. And I know the phrase to be true that how you do anything, like a small thing, is how you do everything. So that's a really core part of our culture. We care about excellence and we care about doing things well. The next part is radical honesty, and you could say transparency here, and that obviously builds into feeds into the building in public and all of that kind of stuff. But we're committed to being honest with ourselves, our teammates, partners, and the world in general. The next thing is 1% better every day, or marginal gain. So committed to be improving every single day in small ways in our personal and professional lives. And I'm a huge believer that you can't separate the two. You just have one life. You don't really have a professional life and a personal life. You just have one life. And, that's really our working culture here, which is that it's all wrapped together. So if you're improving in your personal life, you'll be improving in your professional life, and vice versa. That's how it should be. They should feed into each other. And it shouldn't be, like, I'm not really a big fan of the work-life balance conversation, because it shouldn't be something where you take something from one and give to another. It should be that they both feed into each other and improve each other. Next thing is about looking for win-win-win situations. So a lot of people in business, they think that it's a zero-sum game. They think that in order for them to win, they think that someone else has to lose. And I just disagree with that entirely. I think that zero-sum games are for losers. Basically, people who aren't skillful enough to find win-win situations. And so we actively seek out situations and solutions that create a win-win-win for everyone involved. And sometimes it can be win-win-win-win-win, depending on how many people are involved. And that's the kind of thing that we want to set up here. So it's winning for us as a business, winning for our team members, winning for our partners, winning for the world at large, winning for the charities we support, and so on and so forth. And the final value is chess, not checkers. So what do we mean here? We mean we approach decisions with a long-term mindset. And we always want to think about the third, fourth, and fifth order consequences. In a world of instant gratification and quick wins, we know that the long-term view is always going to win in the end. So those are our values. If you want to follow along with our journey, and I should say this is a working document, so this will probably be changed and improved over time. But you're seeing an iteration of it today. If you want to follow along for our journey, you can check out our website. We've got a bunch of free content on YouTube. And you can also follow me, our founder, on LinkedIn. I'll be sharing lots of content on our company, how we're growing, and all of that good stuff. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I hope this was a useful video, and see you in the next one.